The best way that I can describe what it felt like watching Emilia Pérez is it felt like I was being struck by lightning, and that energy was just coursing throughout my body, making me feel more aware of different emotions, different sensations, different aspects of my humanity that I hadn't been aware of. And for that reason, I think this film is so much more special than you can even imagine. It is not just a movie. I think it is a statement. I think it is a way forward in a lot of ways. It is anarchic, it is ambitious, it is dangerous, it is beautiful, and it is earnest. I think, and that's its biggest strength. It's just how sincere it is. It shows you its heart and doesn't ask you to judge it. It asks you to understand it. I think that there's such an important statement in that alone. But again, this film succeeds wildly because of the amazing performances that are in it.
Karla Sofia Gascon
Has created one of the most instantly iconic film roles of all time, and I don't say that lightly. I really do think that she has given us a gift, and the monumentality of this role, we haven't even begun to process it, in my opinion. Her, Emilia, is a woman who is filled with desires, who is filled with a lot of obstacles to live the life that she wants, that she feels she deserves, that she does deserve. And we learn a lot about her journey, about how important life is to live it the way that we want to. When she talks about the idea of death, she realizes that she doesn't want to die without having fully lived first. And so that's kind of the instigator for this whole journey that we're taking on. And as Emilia Perez is born, or reborn from the ashes of the cartel boss who she used to be, we see her embrace her truth. We see her strive for more, strive for better, strive for redemption, and to reconnect with her family, to make a difference in the world. And I think that there's something so beautiful about that journey of redemption, because that's ultimately what this film is asking you. It's asking you, are we really the worst things that we've done? Can we make things better collectively, individually? And that's such a beautiful lesson. We also have Zoe Saldana in one of her best performances that I've seen her in, and that's saying a lot because she's done some great work just across many different genres. And I feel like it's funny how her character here, she plays an attorney who is underappreciated, underpaid, overworked, but Emilia comes with this offer, and it really elevates her, and people are able to see what she's capable of because she's now given the resources and the spotlight to shine. And that's very similar to kind of what's happening with Zoe Saldana in this role, in that for years she's been an amazing actress. She's been in so many different, she's been in like 4 of the highest grossing films of all time, over $2 billion those 4 films have made. And still, I feel like she is underappreciated for just how amazing she is. And now with this role, I feel like she's finally getting that credit that she deserves, that she's so long overdue. And I can't help but see that bleed into the fiction of the story with the real life actresses. So that just, I'm really hoping that she gets all of the recognition that she deserves, because she does really deserve it. And then we also have Selena Gomez, who does a great job playing Emilia Perez's wife before she transitions. And her role is a pretty difficult role. And it's something that I think, overall, I think this film really touches upon underappreciated women. And I feel like Selena Gomez, again, is another part where a lot of the real life personal history of these actresses bleeds into the performances, but it does so not in a way that's distracting, in a way that adds layers to it. She does a great job with the songs that she has to sing. I think she is really able to convey story very well with her music, with her expressions, and it's something that we haven't really seen, that she hasn't been given the opportunity to do. But I'm hoping that after this she'll get so much more opportunities to just like further expand, because she shows so much humanity, and I think that her role is very important to the film, and she does a great job. I don't know what else to say, but aside from she does a great job. And then an actress that really surprised me, because she hasn't been used up as much in the marketing material, etc. Her name is Adriana Paz, and I really loved her performance. There was something so magnetic about it. She comes into Emilia Perez's life as she's trying to do some good in this new life that she's created for herself. And they form a real bond. And while she doesn't have as much scenes as any of the other actresses, she makes so much of an impression. And there's no doubt why Emilia would gravitate towards her character, because she's also a woman who for so long has been wronged and who's just, afraid, and they find companionship and bond with each other. And then at the end, she has this beautiful song, and it just broke my heart. And I want to give a shout out to director and co-writer Jacques Audiard, who I think does a really good job at blending different genres and creating a story that is wholly original. I did find some elements of past films that I've loved. There's a little Iñárritu in there. It reminded me a little bit of Amores Perros at some points. It reminded me a little bit of Dancer in the Dark, Lars von Trier's the York movie. And so there are definitely inspirations that you can see in this film, but I think the end result is something that's completely original. And I think that a large part of that is thematically it focuses on very different issues. You have Emilia Pérez, who's a trans woman, so you see her journey trying to live the life that she wants, but the way she has to do it based on the society and just the constraints around her. She's from Mexico, and so very different culture there. But this film also places a very big focus on kind of the corruption that's going on there, and not in a way that is sensationalized or that is decidedly negative, because there are people who this is their lives. You don't want to shame that, but you do want people to be able to hope for better. I do think that for people who are unaware of situations happening right across the border, it gives it a level of humanity. It gives it some ground, some weight to it, to really understand kind of the extent of the situation. And it goes as far as it can for a film, and I think that it really leaves the next part up to us. And that's really what film should be. It should have a clear message, it should inspire us, and it should allow us to take action ourselves. So there are many things that you can call this film. This film is a musical, this film is a crime thriller, this film is a melodrama. But I think that the best way to describe this film is simply Emilia Perez. That's all it is. That's all it has to be. And I cannot recommend it enough. It's coming on Netflix in a couple of weeks, but if you have the chance to see it in the theater, it is currently playing in select theaters, so I would highly recommend it. And if you do see it, come back here. I love to hear your thoughts, and if this film impacted you as much as it did me.